Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another episode of your Midweek Mini. I am your host, Kai, and in today's episode, we're talking about 18-month-old Iris Alfera, who died from fatal levels of acetone in her blood. But first, I want to remind you that this episode and all my episodes are sponsored by my lamb Patreons, patreon.com/loveandmurder. If you want to get bonus episodes, more Kai rants, and case extras, head on over to patreon.com/loveandmurder and become a lamb Patreon. Now let's get into this midweek mini. 18-month-old Iris Alfera was found unresponsive on June 25th, 2023 in her Newcastle, Delaware home with her father. 4 days later, she died in the hospital of organ failure. An autopsy was performed on the baby, and it did show that her cause of death was acetone poisoning, which acetone poisoning causes organ failure. Now, if you don't know, acetone is found in nail polish remover. So how did she get this? Did she accidentally drink nail polish remover? And why did you have nail polish remover open around an infant? Well, a toddler, 18-month-old. Quote, medical experts who examined the baby's body concluded that the child was exposed to acetone just before her hospitalization. The baby's death was then ruled a homicide by the medical examiner. The medical examiner saw that before Iris's death, it appeared she ingested about 20 water beads along with button-shaped batteries and a metal screw. So the Newcastle Police Department started an investigation, and the police chief, Robert Salem, said that they worked tirelessly on the case along with prosecutors. They found that in the months leading up to Iris's death, Iris's father's girlfriend had done searches on her cell phone for information about household products that can cause harm or death to a child. These searches included such things like, quote, beauty products that are poisonous to kids, and, quote, medications leading to cause accidental poison and death in children. First of all, what? Second of all, as we always say, all the evidence should be on you. Did she search and then try and delete it and act like, nobody would be able to find it? You cannot, you don't even realize how hard it is to delete your footprint. People don't understand that. But second of all, why are you searching this? If you wanted to be with a man with no kids, then get a man with no kids. Like, that's literally so easy. So according to the Newcastle police, basically these were, quote, a crucial piece of evidence against her. And Alicia Owens, who was 20, was arrested. Quote, I am extremely proud of the officers, detectives, and agents who were involved in investigating this complex case and arresting the person who was responsible for the child's death. Woo! Okay, as the mother, I'm ready to kick some ass. I don't know whose ass, maybe the father of my child. Definitely this Alicia Owens. I'm ready to beat somebody. My thing with the father would be like, how did you not notice? Which, it's going to be out of anger. You can't really blame the father or the other person sometimes. In this case, I don't really think so, but let's read on. But out of anger, that's your initial thought. So Alicia was arrested and charged with criminal homicide, attempted homicide, aggravated assault of a child, and endangering the welfare of a child. So in doing the investigation, police found out that she had been living with Bailey Jacoby, which is Iris's father, for about a year before all of this happened. And Iris actually lived with her mother, Emily Alfera, and her mother's parents, and Bailey got visitation rights. So she was over at his house with his visitation, and he left her with Alicia to go to the store on June 25th. That's when he got a call from Alicia saying that something was wrong with Iris. So, of course, he booked it over to the house, and he found his baby girl unresponsive, and he called 911. So yeah, it looks like he knew nothing of this. When police got there, Alicia told them that the girl had hit her head and she, quote, cramped up and fell off of her bed. What did she hit her head on the bed? And you just sat there and watched her bash her head, cramp up, and then fall off the bed? In being a mother and in the world of children, do you know how much time you had to catch her? So I wouldn't have bought that story because I'd have been like, well, where were you? You watched her bash her head hard enough to cramp up. And what was on the bed that she bashed her head on? What? I don't understand it. What was on the bed that she bashed her head on so hard that she cramped up and then fell off the bed? Clearly, ma'am, you know nothing about children. So that would have been my questioning as an investigator. So, the police aren't literally right now, their wheels aren't spinning. They're just trying to save the little girl. So she was rushed to UPMC Jameson Hospital in Newcastle, PA. And about an hour later was airlifted to UPMC Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh. Quote, the details of this case are heartbreaking. It is hard to fathom someone taking deliberate steps to harm a completely helpless child, then mislead investigators about what happened. The investigation shows that for months, the defendant conducted meticulous research on how certain substances harm children. She then allegedly acted on her findings. So, in jail now, she's been denied bail because F you, that's why. And it's not immediately clear if she's gotten herself an attorney or entered a plea. I hope no attorney works with her. I hope even the court-appointed attorney spits in her face. Like, seriously, screw this woman. Police did not arrest Bailey in connection with his daughter's death because, quote, at the time, there is no evidence at all linking him or anyone else to the baby's death. There is nothing throughout the investigation to show that he had any knowledge or involvement about what happened to the baby. He was questioned multiple times and was cooperative. Iris's mother, Emily, has been continuously posting heartbreaking tributes to her daughter. Emily's father, Frank Alfera, says, quote, we're happy that they finally arrested her. That's the first step. It will be a long process in the court system. And Iris's mother posted, quote, I have no words for what has currently happened to my beautiful baby. Never in my life I thought I would be saying goodbye to the biggest light in my life. Oh my God. I feel really bad for both the father and the mother and the grandparents and everybody involved in that baby's life. And this Alicia asshole came in and just killed that poor baby. And apparently, Bailey trusted this bitch well enough that he left his daughter with her. So it's like they've been together. Well, they lived together for like a year. So he trusted her enough to bring her into his house and around his child. And she probably wasn't giving him any indication that she was crazy and wanted to get rid of his child. And I mean, again, it goes back to asking, what did you hope to freaking gain? What did you hope to gain? You thought you were going to kill his child and then he was going to get closer to you? I mean, I guess because she was searching accidental deaths. So that is exactly what she thought. That is exactly what she thought. She thought she was smart enough like a dummy to get away with it. Kill this innocent baby. And then she would sidle up to this guy and be like, well, we could replace her with one of our own. Oh, how I want to punch her. I want to punch her so hard. What do y'all think about this, lambs? I can't stand people like this. Obviously. Literally, if you wanted a dude without kids, get a dude without kids. It's that simple. So if you suspect child abuse, call the Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-4-A-CHILD or 1-800-422-4453, 1-800-422-4453, or go to childhelp.org. The hotline is available 24/7, and it's available in more than 170 languages. I know the father didn't suspect child abuse, so I don't know. It's hard when you have a child to bring somebody else into your life because you don't know who to trust. And I feel sorry for both Bailey and Emily. I feel really sorry for y'all. And trust me, I feel your anger. And I feel your pain. Anyway, that's all I have for you in today's rant. I will put out a poll that asks, do you think that it's possible to always spot someone who might abuse your child? Do you think there are always signs, or do you think sometimes they fly under the radar? So I'll clean up that question and put out that poll. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. If you want more Kai Rants, you know where to go, patreon.com/loveandmurder. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.